Not too long ago, New Mexico's border with Old Mexico was more of an idea than a reality. An international boundary dotted with broken fences and barricades, mostly no fencing at all. 8 years ago, Tim Maestas went there and found it dangerously out of control. Since then, the feds have poured out a lot of money and people to make it better. Tonight, on special assignment, Tim goes back to see if it is.
All right.
Yeah.
It was 2003. James Johnson's young son was just a baby. And illegal crossings at Mexico's border with New Mexico were rampant. It was easy to see the reasons why. Johnson's farm sits right alongside the border.
As you can see here, there's no fence. Again, we've been about a quarter of a mile here with no fence.
For him, it was about both personal and national security.
Terrorists can cross an open border far easier than they can getting on an airplane and flying over here.
Johnson has not been shy about sharing his concerns.
I know in 1 year I did about 53 media interviews.
Now, 8 years later, much has changed for Johnson and the border.
A lot of technology assets and manpower and infrastructure improvements.
Before this fence was put up, what you would see was mostly barbed wire.
Border Patrol agents insist border security is much stronger than it used to be. The improvements include miles and miles of additional fencing and vehicle barricades like this. Now, this stretch actually ends just a short distance away, but that mountain back there serves as a natural barricade. Improvements also include better lighting, better roads, fixed cameras and mobile surveillance systems, and almost twice as many Border Patrol agents assigned to the El Paso sector, which includes all of New Mexico. Agent Jacob Nunez says the changes have led to a dramatic drop in the number of illegal immigrants crossing the border.
We have decreased about 90%.
5 years ago, they busted more than 120,000 illegal immigrants. Last year, just 12,000. What does James Johnson think now?
I would say absolutely we feel safer. There's not a day that doesn't go by that I don't see a number of Border Patrol down here.
Johnson says an old village that several years ago served as a staging point for illegal immigrants to cross is now abandoned, and it's a relief.
There were so many illegal aliens that were on water troughs and things like that cattle couldn't actually go to water because the people were sitting around the water troughs, and we don't have that anymore. It's a rarity to see them. It still happens on occasion, but the Border Patrol is there to get it.
Even so, border security is still a work in progress. Border Patrol agents admit the new fencing is not 100% effective.
They will use ladders. They'll also use rope ladders to actually hook onto them and try and climb up.
The killing of an Arizona rancher last year remains fresh in Johnson's mind, and violence in Mexican border cities by drug cartels is a concern for everyone.
This always has to be in our mind that this border is still a very unsafe place if we are not secured.
Tim Maestas, KRQE News 13.
In 2003, Tim reported the total amount of existing fencing along the entire 2,000-mile southern border was only 70 miles. Now, the U.S. Border Patrol says the El Paso sector alone, which includes all of New Mexico, has 180 miles of fencing.